First and foremost, let us give all praises and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders that surely do rule by that great millstone. Peace and salutation to the Akim out there pushing his gospel in sincerity and truth. Say shalom to the humble and sincere sister out there as well. This lesson will be entitled The Effect Pornography Has on the Brain. And scriptures also, talk about not all things expedient, and to not be ignorant of Satan's devices, and to be circumspect, to be diligent. Okay, the devil going around, seeking whom he may devour. Right? And this is something that causes a lot of damage within the body. You understand? The scriptures also say to be users of the world, not to be an abuser of this world. You understand? And Esau, you understand, knows how to gain the control of the people, right? Through his media and all these things. Look at something like music. He has it's all spiritual. He also has the ability to literally change how these people act by just going into their music. You understand? And with their music, it gives them a certain vibration. The things he shows on TV, all the different apps like Instagram and TikTok and Twitter, Facebook, right? Have people glued to their phones continually, scrolling, and look at the things that are displayed on these apps. Many of the things that you see is explicit content with women, right? Whether they be twerking or they have on revealing clothing and stuff like that, and it is very enticing to the mind, right? And you could be scrolling on an app or on whatever social media platform for hours in a trance. You understand? And it's all part of Esau Edom's plan to have you glued in, to have you distracted from what is really going on. You understand? And pornography is one of these things, is one of Esau's tools, right? And to prove it, the internet, you understand? The internet is an amazing thing. That is truly an amazing thing, a gift given to us by the Most High, right? Because you have the ability to access every single thing on the internet. There's no bounds to knowledge. All you have to do is type it in. Knowledge on anything, not just the truth of your Bashim Shai. You could get knowledge on anything on the internet. You have access to anything. And do you know what are the main searches on something as amazing as that? It's pornography. It's porn. You understand? The most searched thing, explicit content. Why is that? Because of what it does to the brain, how it affects one's thinking. And Esau is aware of this, right? Don't think that Esau don't know how to control your brain and how to control your body. The Lord gave him that ability, right? He knows exactly how to control you, right? They are sorcerers, right? They are sorcerers. Don't think that technology is not a form of sorcery. It is. It's just a new sorcery, right? He knows how to. That's why people have all these different type of addictions. They have phone addictions, food addictions, right? Instagram addictions. Why? Because Esau is taking control of them in every form. Why I think people get addicted to food is because of the type of food that they're eating, that everything is high in sugar, right? And sugar gives the body plenty of energy, so your body would crave high sugar foods, right? And they will continue to eat it till they just get fat and die, right? Same thing with TikTok and all these other apps. They keep scrolling. Why? Because every new video would bring something new, so it keeps your dopamine levels peaked. And you keep scrolling, you keep scrolling, you keep scrolling, because something new every video, right? Something funny, something interesting, and you keep scrolling. You understand? And this is how Esau traps you in his maze. Aye, and as men of the Lord, take heed and tread lightly when it comes to these apps. Tread very lightly when it comes to these apps and when it comes to porn and all these things. You understand? Because it is damaging to the spirit. You understand? I have an article here. It say, what effects does porn have on my brain? And I will go down, get to the point. Right, day 1. It say, when we experience highly arousing stimuli such as porn, the dopamine level in our brain spike. This is novel to our brain, and what has been named the Coolidge Effect begins. We are wired to feel drawn to this new and exciting experience. Pleasure neurochemicals in the brain respond as we continue to engage the stimulus, and we can overstimulate ourselves. This is when we go beyond normal pleasure activation, and the neurochemicals can start damaging patterns. Once this overstimulation is maintained, our brain adapts to find a level of tolerance. What was once an overstimulation then becomes a new normal. The brain starts to produce less of the pleasurable neurochemicals in response to the same stimulus, so more of a stimulus is needed to recreate the old pleasure sensation. When we don't receive the stimulus we wanted, cravings ensue, and then behavior can escalate to compensate. A third brain change is desensitization. Once the brain's normal reward system is bombarded with high levels of dopamine, it starts to shut down. The dopamine receiving neurons shut down their receptors to protect against overstimulation, but the sending neuron keeps sending. The result is a depletion of dopamine and also a non-response to dopamine. When this occurs, you feel lousy. It is hard to feel pleasure. Unfortunately, the one thing that can release the extra dopamine so that you can feel okay is the escalated use of porn. The brain now has an inbuilt trap. Sensitization also occurs. This is the experience of the brain becoming familiar with what it expects to see. An analogy is thinking you see your spouse or child. Whenever you see someone that vaguely resembles them, your brain is looking for them. When porn is what your brain expects, you begin to see through a sexualized filter where people's bodies start to become sexualized objects. Pleasure decreases when dopamine is deregulated. We don't feel well. Depression and hopelessness soon follow in a world where nothing is experienced as pleasurable or meaningful. It is hard to engage with life's many joys because there seems to be only one joy: sex. This is incredibly problematic, interfering with people's ability to get up and work or enjoy their family. Say isolation. I have another article, neuroscience.news.com. Impacts of porn consumption. It's in the long term. Pornography seems to create sexual dysfunctions, especially the inability to achieve erection or orgasm with a real-life partner, and also appear martial quality and commitment to one's romantic partner also appear to be compromised. So basically is that it creates addiction, you understand, to where you only craving this one thing. And we in this truth, our time supposed to be going to about Shimei Shai, right? But instead you caught up with this demon, you know. And what really inspired me to make this video was this whole movement, you know. I show everybody hear about it, NoFap. It's been around for how many years, you know. It's the practice of refraining from explicit content and masturbation, you know, and going a week or a month or 90 days or six months or whatever it is without watching pornography. And you know, some men even take it as far to never do it at all, right? And you know, nobody insane it can't do it, but the thing is, when it reaches this level, it becomes a problem. You understand? It becomes a problem. And you see, the articles were saying basically that it could lead to what, depression, it could lead to anxiety, because you see, your dopamine, you know, is referred to as your feel good hormone, right? And it's also known as your like a motivation hormone, right? So when you get a desire to do something or motivation to do something, is because of your dopamine levels. So let me say you're hungry, you know, something as simple as you're hungry and you're passing by a food place, your mouth will start to salivate, you know, you might start to crave to go and buy food there. That is the dopamine in your brain, because you're hungry and you know your body is giving you that motivation to go and get something to eat, to replenish your energy stores. You understand? Same thing with you see an attractive woman, you get a urge and a desire to go and talk to she. That is your dopamine kicking off, saying that, hey, this is a potential spouse that you could carry along your seed, right? You could put your seed in, and you get a desire to go and talk to the woman. And this pornography is a unnatural stimulus. You understand? It is very unnatural, right? And what it is, overstimulation, because you click on one video, you click on another video, and you could continue to click and click and click, and your dopamine is staying in this peak state. And as the article say, eventually you become desensitized. You understand? To the point where the content that you're watching is no longer giving you what it first did. Same thing like smoking weed. The first time you smoke weed and the 1,000th time you smoke weed, it's two different experiences. And that's what's caused addiction, but because they just continue to do the same thing, hoping to feel the same way, and you just carry yourself in a loop, and that is what addiction is, right? Because your body giving off the dopamine, you understand, and giving off the dopamine for you to go and do it. And as the article say, it's like it doesn't even want to do it. Because when people are addicted to crack and whatever the case is, sometimes they doesn't want to do it, but the dopamine in their body, it's so high, right? They get an urge, this great urge, which is just demons, to go and commit this thing. It overwhelming them, and that is why the scriptures say to be spiritual men. To be spiritual men and to not be carnal, because we are of the spirit, you know. To dwell in this flesh is no good thing, right? Not to be controlled by the flesh, right? A dopamine is a hormone, right? A hormone that causes this flesh to feel a certain way. But if you have the spirit, you are not aligned to how you feel. You are aligned to the scriptures. You are aligned to truth. You understand? And as I said before, the devil, Satan, right? The old serpent, he saw Edom, the elites, right? The rulers of this earth know exactly what they are doing. They know exactly what they are doing in this over-stimulating society. They have poisoned everything. Look at how people react with one another, right? That you could these people will go mad if you take away their phone, you know. If you take away all technology and take away electricity, they will literally go mad, right? And even within this truth to show how deep it's go, I sure, if your phone, if you forget your phone home, you might begin to feel irritable. You might start to get irritated. Because sometimes if I forget my phone, I will constantly be hitting my pocket, right? Thinking that a day and another day, because your brain gets so used to carrying around this technology in your pocket, right? Sometimes on TikTok, you just scrolling. Sometimes I reach home from work, I may be lying down on the bed for about an hour just scrolling, and then only when I watch and I see that the place getting dark, it's like I just switch out of the trance. Because that's how deep these demons just go. This is how deep the rabbit hole just go, right? So yes, we use our phones to watch videos, to watch brothers' videos, to watch their apostles' videos, to make videos and upload videos and all these things, but and to get knowledge and to research things, but understand, do not get addicted to these things. Do not get addicted to this phone. Do not get addicted to these social media platforms. Don't get addicted to pornography, right? It is damaging to the body. It's damaging on a spiritual level. It's damaging on a physical level, right? Hey, the same way you would watch what you eat, right? To drink plenty water, to eat high energy foods, you understand? To get some exercise and take care of your body, take care of your temple, is the same way you would do to take care of your mind. Overstimulation is not good for the brain because you get desensitized and little things wouldn't matter to you anymore, right? Let me say you was a person that enjoyed it, just watching the sunrise or the sunset. You so desensitized from reality because of the heightened dopamine and all that overstimulation, you wouldn't even care, right? And this is where it say the isolation and the depression and the anxiety comes in. These things are demons in it. All these things are demons in it. You understand? And you need to use the power of Bashim Yeshai to overcome them, right? And that's why you have to be diligent and constantly watching. You understand? Because you might take something as simple as that and it turn into something even greater. And to prove to you how wicked this system is, look at the types of videos. Look at the titles that they just give these videos, right? And they make memes out of it. And what you doing, step bro and step mom and step this and step that. But we know the scripture say not to deal with, they telling a father has sex with stepdaughter and thing. Scripture shows not to deal with a woman's daughter. You understand? Not to deal with the woman and her daughter, right? Not to deal with your father's children, who you maybe get from a different man. Not to deal with your mother's children if she get from a different but he get from a different woman, and what she get from a different man. You understand? Scripture teaches this thing. It teaches about incest, not to deal with your mother, not to deal with your aunts, not to deal with your sisters. But what does porn do? It pushes these titles. You understand? It pushes these titles. It pushes adultery in the titles. It's just wickedness. It just pushes wickedness, wicked vibration. You understand? And it's very easy to get caught up and destroyed like that. If 1 Corinthians 6 verse 12, it says, all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So if you want to watch that, then go ahead, each to their own, right? A brother might like something and he wouldn't take part in it, but others might. But if you in your liberty to do it, then do it, right? But wait, all things are lawful, but I will not be brought under the power of any. So even if you want to indulge in that explicit content, do not be brought under its power. Don't allow the demons and them to take your mind. You understand? Verse 13 it say, meat for the belly and the belly for meat, but Yahweh shall destroy both it and them. Now the body is not for fornication but for the Lord, and the Lord for the body. And Yahweh had both raised up the Lord and will also raise up us by his own power. Know you know that your bodies are the members of a Mashiach? Shall I then take the members of a Mashiach and make them the members of an harlot? Yahweh forbid. You understand? Because watching those explicit contents constantly, it's what the article said would make you begin to see life from a different perspective, from a very perverted perspective. You understand? Because everything for them is what stepsister, stepbrother, and that whole wicked ass vibration where the scriptures teach us not to indulge it, because the Lord told us who you're eligible to have sex with and who you can't have sex with. You understand? But they go against that. So you might begin to see it through that then. You might begin to see it like them. You understand? So you really had to be circumspect. Right? You had to be circumspect, not to be brought under the power of these things. This phone is a very amazing thing that in you could just walk around. You understand? With all this knowledge, you could just type in. You understand? Type in wherever you want to know and you know it. Easy like that. Even is be such a benefit to have a phone with you when you're doing the works as well. Because even if you can't remember a verse, you could type it in. You could go on Google and type in whatever verse you need and you gain it one time. Go into the blue letter and all that, right? But you, right, in your liberty to use this phone, but do not be brought under its power. Because the same way this phone has a lot of positives in it, it has a lot of negatives as well, and pornography is one of those, right? It's proven. This is damaging. High levels of it is damaging to the brain, and you see it also say it causes what? Erectile dysfunction. Now why would it cause that? Because it's so overstimulating that a regular woman would not turn you on anymore, right? And you constantly busting nuts, right? So you ejaculating, you reaching climax is nothing special. You just busting nuts every day. You understand? So when it comes down to it, it's like it's not a big thing. There's no release, right? So it will be very difficult to be with women, and that where the erectile dysfunction comes in, because sex in itself is very mental. You understand? It is very mental, right? It's very easy to lose. It's very to get your mood killed and stuff, it's very mental. It's not just blood flow, right? To be aroused is something mental. And if your mental's all screwed up because you busting nuts every day, you understand, and you overstimulated and you just out of your mind, all you know is porn, then you are going to get erectile dysfunction. There is nothing new that being made up. This is what the studies have shown. It's 1 Peter 5 verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And you could be devoured. You could be devoured by pornography very easily, because it is very highly stimulating, right? That a study done and say the same areas that like crack addicts and marijuana addicts and meth and alcohol, right? The same part of the brain that these things light up, for a lack of a better term. Pornography lights up the same areas. You understand? There's no difference. And they do that. Sugar lights up the same area as well, because all these things are highly addictive. You understand? And the article also says that is used, as a way to relieve stress, right? And to relieve pent up stress and stuff. But hey, there are many other ways, other healthy ways that you could take part in to relieve stress, and it will work at a more at a greater level, at a better level. Something as simple as meditation, right? Just sitting down and focusing on your breath and truly relaxing the body and the mind, right? Or going for a run, or going on exercise, or playing video games, or whatever the case is. You have a better outlet for stress, right? Than indulging in this thing, and um Esau knows that, right? Esau knows that there is a reason as to why you go on these TikTok apps. Esau continues to push women, right, wearing revealing clothing. He continues to push. So I remember when Vine was a thing, you would go on Vine and watch the compilations, on YouTube, right? It's supposed to be funny videos, and within those funny videos, it are twerking videos, or it have a girl half naked. Even Woolstar, when Woolstar was big on YouTube, and you watching fights, you watching funny videos, it's still a nigga woman twerking in between. Why is Esau constantly pushing this down your throat? Because he's trying to keep you blind. He wants to keep you deceived. You understand? Keep you lost, right? So that your focus wouldn't be on Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but your focus would be on things of this world, right? You too high. You understand? You out of your mind. For you niggas that like to smoke weed, you out of your mind, right? And you're not sober. You're not sober minded. You're not diligent. You're not circumspect, right? Because you have allowed your body to become a resting place for demons. You understand? It's simple as that. Because the time that you taking, the time that you wasting, could have been used for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Could have plot a video, could have watch a video, could have pray, could have do something productive. But instead you choose to indulge in basically in wickedness, in carnality. And you know it have balance to everything, so not you're not gonna be making videos 24/7, just one long 24-hour video every day. Some madness like that. You have balance, you have time to work and a time to play. But there are more healthy ways to play. You understand? This is very damaging to the brain, very damaging to the mind, and to the body, and to the spirit. Not just pornography, but these social media apps as well, right? Video games, right? All things, as the scripture we previously read, all things are lawful, but not all things expedient. You could indulge in all, but not to be brought under its power. All these things are innocent, right? You in your liberty to watch TikTok, you in your liberty to be on Instagram, you in your liberty to play games, or whatever the case is. But don't allow yourself to be consumed. You understand? Don't allow yourself to be brought under its power and become a slave to it. You understand? And with that, I hope this lesson was edifying. Giving all praises and glory unto the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Bashir Makakodash. Shalom.